The U.S. economy seems like it's booming and unemployment is at a low. Millions of Americans are one missed paycheck from poverty. According to the Economic Policy Institute, 6 in 10 Americans will experience a year in poverty.
Richmond money expert Bryan joins us this morning to talk about this startling finding. All right, so when you say 1 in 10, or however many it was, 1 in 6 in 10
So the
Americans,
majority of people.
we're not talking about me when I was in my 20s making tomato soup out of ketchup. We're talking about adults, people that
I think it
struggling.
doesn't. I think it does include. I think the number does include
college
people,
students, and
college
young people,
students, and that's why I think, is poverty an experience or is it a number? Because there are people in poverty but are not having the poverty experience. But the numbers would say, yes, this college student is living in poverty, but they're supported by their family, you know, and they're over 18, so they would fall in the statistic. But the saddening part of it is that there are a lot of people who are in poverty that do not have that family support. So they need to know where the numbers fall. Like, for example, the latest numbers that I can see are for a person over 18 who is an individual, no children, under 13,000, they're going to be considered in poverty. A family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children, under 25,000. They're going to be considered in poverty. Those are the latest numbers. So we have to think about those numbers are real for them, but at the same time, we do have people who don't fall under the poverty numbers, but they are challenged every month because the money that they're bringing is not enough to take care of their family and their responsibilities.
We mentioned that with the one missed paycheck. I mean, so many
That's
of us will
right.
raise our hand that if that didn't happen, it's going to get tight,
That's
or
right.
it already is really fast.
And the only reason it's really important to know, because you know me, I'm always about positivity, but I had to discuss this topic. It is important because there are programs available to help you. And if you don't know that you are considered in poverty, that there are programs to help you, like the Earned Income Tax Credit, understanding Social Security and how it works, or understanding what you need to qualify for education support or food stamps and those types, what is the income requirement? So if we're having this discussion, someone at home may say, wow, I do have 2 children and our income for me and my husband is below $25,000. I do need to go and talk to the government about what type of programs they have to help us move through this time of our life. You don't have to stay. So this discussion will also help people move past it if they get the support that they need, especially, Jessica, with childcare. Most people in poverty are spending over 1/3 of their already struggling income on taking care of childcare and an attempt bill for them to work.
You know, it's funny because I was, while you were talking, I'm thinking a family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children living on 20 whatever. It doesn't,
right.
29 wouldn't be enough.
That's right.
And so this marker, is that the federal government, or does it vary from state to state, or is it all across the
That's based on a Census Bureau report of looking at, I think, the bottom 20% of incomes in America. So
because
it's going to change.
$30,000 in New York City won't go near as far as $30,000 in Richmond.
True, and that's the average across the board. But you're
It's
right.
still not
or
enough.
Chicago, or some, and even Richmond versus a county in Virginia, they may be able to live off much less
But they're
than
still
you're
going to need that
required
government
to
help
live in the city.
somebody.
That's right.
Add as much as they can.
That's right. And it's real. And what I found to be interesting, and it's changing, hopefully, they're discussing this in Congress, but the United States is one of the few industrialized countries, it may be the only, that doesn't have federal government mandated sick leave pay. You know, so the sick leave pay, and that shows you how important our health is to our ability to create income. When we did that health and wealth, it's very important that the sick leave pay is something that we have to look for if you're looking for a job, or if you're at a job that does not have sick leave pay that you're accumulating over time. Please consider looking for a job that has better protection. But Congress, and I think that as a political issue, we need to start looking at that.
Wow, thank you, JB.
JB,
really fascinating.
JB Bryan offers free weekly money seminars and webinars. You'll find a link to all the information at WTVR.com/VTM.
Thanks for spending part of your Columbus Day with us, or Indigenous People Day. Have a great day.